Hello students, welcome back to class 8. This is Sana Memon with another video lecture. In our last two video session, we have understood and covered the topic Michelangelo. It is a chapter from your Mulberry English course book. Well, today we are going to proceed with question and answer of this chapter. But before proceeding further, let us briefly recapitulate the chapter Michelangelo. Michelangelo is written by Sampuran Singh Karla, who is commonly known as Gulzar. Well, the story Michelangelo tells us about the painting of the Sistine Chapel of the Vatican City by the great Italian Renaissance sculptor and painter Michelangelo. Michelangelo frescoed or painted the chapel ceiling between 1508 and 1512 under the Pope Julius II's patronage. As Michelangelo preferred sculpting to painting, he refused the task but later agreed on Pope's request. Michelangelo has lived for 4 years in Rome and unable to find the faces of the Sistine Chapel. As he says, the people's faces in Rome are alike. It means the people, those who are living or those who see in Rome, those who sees in Rome have similar appearances. He says to Pope that Pope's face is like a burning candle. Well, leaving all these things behind, Pope remembers the hard work of Michelangelo towards carving the walls and ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. Pope remembers why he chose Michelangelo over Bramante for fresco's task. Because Michelangelo's work is unique and not common like Bramante, that's why Pope Julius has chosen Michelangelo over Bramante. Pope remembers that for finding faces of Jesus, the Virgin Mary, and Judas, Michelangelo spent hours under the chapel's walls and read passages of the Bible. Pope also remembers that how Michelangelo has found the face of Angel Gabriel reading the Old Testament of the Bible, and then how he heard the voice of God in silence. Well, these are the unique characteristics of Michelangelo that made Pope realized that he has chosen the right man to paint and carve the walls and ceiling of Sistine Chapel. Well, Michelangelo is a person who paints from his imagination, taking inspiration from the daily life and circumstances of human beings. Michelangelo takes his own mother as model to sketch Mother Mary. This is one of the very examples of Michelangelo's imagination and his taking inspiration from his surrounding. So, for sketching Mother Mary, he has taken the model of his own mother. Well, the another example we can see, or another genius of Michelangelo we can see in carving the baby Jesus. So Michelangelo was fascinated by the sight of an urchin or poor child whose name was Marcelloni. He carved baby Jesus in small and naked appearance by taking this poor child as a model. Well, for the painting of the Last Supper, the last painting of Judas, Angelo has used Marcelloni again. That little small child again. Well, now Marcelloni has grown bigger, has grown older. So he uses this Marcelloni for painting Judas. And later, he came to know this Marcelloni himself revealed that that Michelangelo has painted years back a small child in a model of Jesus, and now Michelangelo has used the same person named Marcelloni to paint the model of Judas. So from this we got the central idea of the chapter that the chapter is based, or the story of Michelangelo is based on the circumstances and condition in the life. He says that human life is sublime and hard, and this human life is molded in circumstances. And by this little circumstances, by his surrounding, Michelangelo is inspired. He got the inspiration in shaping art, in creating his painting or his carving. Well, we have seen many of the examples of Michelangelo's genius. He creates characters of the Bible by using the examples of daily lives of the people. Like, he uses the model of that person for crucifixion of the church. Then he uses the model of his own mother for painting or for carving Mother Mary. Then he uses the model of urchin or poor child named Marcelloni for the little Jesus. And then again he uses the same older personality of Marcelloni, that is beady-eyed man, for painting Judas. Now we have completed with the recapitulation of this chapter Michelangelo, and I hope you all have read this chapter thoroughly, and you might have understood, and you have taken this and grows this chapter in your head. So now we can move on to in-text question and answer from your textbook. So the first question is, what problem did Michelangelo face in Rome? We know it very well. It is given in the beginning of the chapter that Michelangelo faced boredom in Rome because it seemed to him that there was no character in the faces of Rome. He believed that all the faces in Rome looked alike, and therefore they were not distinguished enough to inspire his art. It means he was not inspired by the faces of the people, those who are living in Rome, because he finds all the faces, all the people's faces are alike or similar to each other. Moving on to second question. What did Bramante claim about the faces in his painting? We know Bramante is the another superior painter in the story, whom Pope Julius was about to choose over Michelangelo, but as Pope Julius found Bramante's paintings very common, so again he chose Michelangelo to paint the walls and ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. So here the next question is, what did Bramante claim about the faces in his painting? So Bramante proudly claimed that he created faces of the characters in his painting from his own imagination, unlike Michelangelo. Bramante is claiming in the story that he also uses his own imagination the same way Michelangelo uses. But Pope Julius hasn't found the paintings of Bramante as appealing to him as the Michelangelo's painting. Moving on to third question. What is the meaning of the expression without the shadow of a doubt? So this expression has been given on page number 34 of your textbook. You can find this expression over there, without the shadow of a doubt. So here, without the shadow of a doubt, this expression means that there were absolutely no second thoughts regarding Michelangelo being the right person for the job he had been commissioned to do. Here, This expression, without the shadow of a doubt, has been used by Pope Julius for the paintings, for the job of Michelangelo, that he can't have a second thought on Michelangelo's work, because he has so much trust and so much belief in Michelangelo's work that he can't think for twice or for thrice, or he can't go on to the second thought for choosing Michelangelo as a right person. Next question: how and where did Michelangelo find the inspiration for the Virgin Mary? We know the answer very well, that Michelangelo found his Virgin Mary in his frail, weak, thin, and caring mother. Next question: why did Michelangelo agree to paint the Sistine Chapel? Well, Michelangelo, before in the beginning, he was not agreeing to paint the Sistine Chapel, because he was more interested in sculpting than in painting. So Michelangelo agreed to paint the Sistine Chapel because he knew this job would earn him glory, would earn him fame and name in history that would outlive his lifetime, and also because he needed money to buy marble for his sculptures. He was in urge of money, he was in need of the money to buy the marbles for his further work, for his further sculpturing work. That's why he has chosen, or he has decided to paint the Sistine Chapel. And the second reason was that he wanted his name and fame in history. So here he decided to paint the Sistine Chapel. Next question: describe the man Michelangelo thought had the face of Judas. So Michelangelo found his Jesus in a tavern one day. In a tavern means in a very common man, a very poor man one day. He was a man with unusually bright and beady eyes. He was restless and he was cheating people for food. He was partially or prematurely bald and he spoke very fast. Well, moving on to the next questions given in your textbook. So here the very first question, the contextual question, is about making connections. You need to quickly answer. It seems like it is same like complete the following sentences. Reading the first one for you all. Rome had begun to bore Michelangelo because blank. So the answer is Rome had begun to bore Michelangelo because all the faces lacked character, or as they all looked alike to him. Number 2, Michelangelo had found Mary with ease when he saw his mother carrying a couple of pots strung together with a bamboo stick filled with water on her shoulders. Number 3, Michelangelo had refused to paint the frescoes for the Sistine Chapel because he believed himself to be a sculptor and not a painter. Next, Michelangelo found his Judas in a small and dark eatery in Rome where he was tricking people for food. Here in the story, Michelangelo, when he was a child, in his childhood also he was in hunt of the unique painting or unique sculpturing or unique carving. So one day he went with his father to one of the restaurant or one of this eatery, and there he found one of the boy very appealing, and he got fascinated by that small boy, which helped Michelangelo later to carve baby Jesus. Okay, next question is, Michelangelo was taken aback when his baby Judas turned out to be the urchin that he had seen in Bologna and whose face he had given to his child Jesus. Now when he again met Morcelloni in his adulthood, so he was taken aback. Michelangelo was taken aback when he has carved the face or the model of little Jesus. Next question: contextual exercises from your textbook. Read, write, and reflect. Number one. Here, uh, one line is given and from the chapter, and you have to read the questions, and depending on this line, you have to answer the question. I don't want any unpleasantness at this stage. This is the line. So, whose opinion was this? So the answer for this was Pope Julius' opinion. What he is saying that he doesn't want any unpleasantness at this stage. We will later come to know in the further answer that why has he said or why has he given this opinion. Next question, what problem was he thinking of? So Pope Julius was concerned with Michelangelo's eccentric nature. The unpleasantness he refers to here is about a time when Michelangelo came to the Pope declaring he had found his model for the crucifixion in wood for the Church of Holy Spirits. The model he had found had been the face of a dead man, and at the insistence of the artist, the funeral had to be delayed for 12 hours. And the Pope did not want a repetition of such a situation. Pope was very disturbed by listening to Michelangelo's thinking and Michelangelo's artistic way. Michelangelo said to Pope that he has got the model for the crucifixion for the church. When he spoke about that how he made the funeral wait for 12 hours, Pope was very confused. He got very confused that how can a person make a funeral wait for 12 hours. So this confusion or this problem he doesn't want again in the future from Michelangelo. Next, what was the work that is being referred to here? Well, the work being referred to here is the painting of the most significant parts of the Bible on the walls and the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. Moving on to next line. The sight fascinated Angelo. Again, this line is given from the textbook, and the questions are also from the textbook itself, and you need to answer these questions based on the line. Where was Michelangelo sitting? So Michelangelo was sitting on a bench outside the eatery that he and his father frequently visited when the artist stayed at Bologna, or when Michelangelo used to stay at Bologna, that is his childhood town place. Next question, what was the sight that fascinated Michelangelo? Well, at that eatery, at that small restaurant, Michelangelo used to buy hot peanuts from a local vendor. He saw that whenever the peanut seller weighed these nuts or peanuts, some of the peanuts would drop to the ground. Then a small homeless kid without clothes who used to stand nearby would run across the street, pick up the nuts and give them back to the vendor, but popping one of the nut in his mouth. For each time that he picked up the nuts, he would eat one by himself. This scene fascinated Michelangelo very much. Next question, what influence did the sight have on Michelangelo? It means what influence or what has fascinated Michelangelo by this, which side has fascinated Michelangelo. So Michelangelo drew a number of sketches of the little child. Several years later, when he was carving the Madonna of Bruges, he used the sketches to draw little Jesus. It means the baby side, that small baby side or small child side has fascinated so much, has influenced Michelangelo so much, so that he has made several sketches of that child, and later after many years he used the same sketches to draw the little Jesus or to carve the little Jesus. Next, why do you love stones so much? Why not canvas and colors? We know it very well. This line has been used from the textbook, and who has used it, who has spoken this line? Well, let us see the question. Who spoke these lines? So, Pope Julius spoke these words to whom? To Michelangelo. What was Michelangelo's response to the question given above? Michelangelo said that unlike marble, colors lost their distinctive quality as they merged with other. Here, on the question of Pope Julius, Michelangelo explained to Pope Julius that why he doesn't use the colors and canvas for his art, because he says that colors merged together over time. After some time, after some years, the color will merge, but if he uses the marbles or the stones, it will remain in its uniqueness, in its same appearance forever or for the lifetime. Next, where exactly did Michelangelo's genius fail him? Well, Michelangelo, in spite of his genius, was unable to think of the face of Judas, Christ's 13th disciple who had betrayed him. It means Michelangelo was unable to find the face of Judas in Rome, because Michelangelo says that whatever the faces he sees in Rome, he finds all the faces alike or similar to each other. Next question. Now we are moving on to the brief question and answer. Let us see the first brief question. What work has Michelangelo been assigned by the Pope? So the Pope had asked Michelangelo to paint frescoes on the walls and the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel depicting important events from the Bible. Next, why did Pope Julius prefer Michelangelo to Bramante? Again the same question, we know it very well. Pope Julius was impressed by the eccentric nature and innate genius of Michelangelo, which was evident from the way he read the holy scriptures time and again too. As he said, find faces for characters like Jesus Christ, Judas and Virgin Mary. Bramante too was an outstanding painter, but all his characters looked similar and contrite. The Medici had even remarked that all his characters looked alike. They were from the same family. It means they belong from the same family. Whatever the paintings of Bramante were there, this Pope Julius as well as Medici, they both have found that the characters of Bramante looked alike or looked similar to each other, or they belong to the same family. This is why Pope Julius preferred Michelangelo over Bramante. Let us move on to question 7. Why do you think Pope Julius gave Michelangelo so much time to find his Judas? Do you think Michelangelo deserved the duration of time he was given by the Pope? Let us see the answer. Pope Julius gave Michelangelo a lot of time to find his Judas, since by that time the eccentric genius had almost finished painting frescoes on the walls and ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. And for the question, do you think Michelangelo deserved the duration of time he was given by the Pope? Yes. Michelangelo deserved the time that had been given to him, because even Pope Julius had acknowledged that he was the only person who could have painted the Sistine Chapel. The painter's genius. Michelangelo's genius is evident. He had a passion for his art and would not rest till he found the right models for his work. Next question. What, according to you, is the central idea of the story? Well, the story talks about an artist's genius, but it is more about how circumstances affect human beings. The latter is very important because even Michelangelo's genius failed to imagine the face of Judas worthy of being Jesus' disciple and yet his betrayer. It also tells us that circumstances rule a large part of our lives, that we are molded by our circumstances in more ways than one. Next, Marcelloni has gone from being the radiant child whose face Michelangelo had given to baby Jesus to the beady-eyed man fit to be painted as Judas. What do you think could have been the circumstances that had caused this change in him? Well, let's see the answer. As a child, Marcelloni was a radiant kid who inspired Michelangelo to give his face to baby Jesus in his paintings. However, the little child was a street urchin, and he in all probability lived a life full of hardship. The hardships he had faced in his life had perhaps forced him to use every bit of his cunning and intelligence to survive each day of his growing life. This in his case often called for cheating people and sharing their food by using guile. His experiences had mutated his nature. And let us move to the last question. Well, this last question, extended writing, I have already given you the homework and I hope you might have done it. If you have not done, or if you have, those who have done, please check it through this answer, and those who have not done, please, after reading this answer, try to do it on your own. Let us see the answer. The question: do you think Michelangelo was a genius? Use examples from the text to support your answer. So let us see this answer. The first instance in the story that proves Michelangelo was a genius is when he first paints Angel Gabriel. When the Pope asked him how and where he had found a face for the angel, Michelangelo replied by saying that he had not seen his face. He had, however, heard his voice in the Bible. He created the other characters in the Bible by taking inspiration from daily life, using a dead man as a model for carving the crucifixion, his own mother for Mother Mary, an urchin named Marcelloni for the child Jesus, and Marcelloni again many years later for Judas. His genius was in finding inspiration from very real people to draw out the characters of his art. He immortalized what seems to us to be common. He showed how sublime human life is, how it is molded by circumstances, so much so that it is so powerfully shapes arts. So here we are ending with our question and answer session, and I want you all to please repeat, go through the text or go through the chapters and the question answers which we have covered till now. We have covered chapter 1, the new house, the poem number 1, lines composed in a wood on a windy day, and this chapter, Michelangelo. And I hope and I request you to please go through this thoroughly and learn the question and answers. And if by chance we will meet in the Zoom session, you can come up with your queries and ask me the questions, and I will solve your queries. Till then, take care of yourself and goodbye.